A good friend once said to me, being a good black man is to die young trying to make others happy just to get a good eulogy. My question becomes, what happens when you let that go and just live and be at peace? I talked about the difference between son husbands and husband sons. And, I said son husbands are the biological offspring of women, and they're often forced to play an emotional role in women's lives that usually is reserved for boyfriends and husbands. But because they're the only males present and they're under the control of, their mothers, they end up playing roles that they really shouldn't be, roles that are inappropriate. And even though most often it's not sexual, there are instances where it can cross into a sexual line.
Do you have a favorite of your children, or have you been accused of favoritism?
I like my girls a little bit better.
Why?
Because as a man, you have to protect, provide, and love for your woman.
Do you trust them more than you trust
Yes,
yourself?
I do. I trust them more because they're more sensitive, they're more caring, and they're thinkers. And like I tell my boys, when y'all get 18, y'all gotta go. Girls can stay as long as they want.
I say the same exact thing.
Yeah, right.
Are you
same exact thing.
serious when you say that?
Yes, I do.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Y'all can stay as long as y'all want. Take your time. Go to college. Get your master's. Get your doctorate. I'll pay for it. Take your time. I'm trying to teach them about all types of men.
What I found interesting, the first thing that I took away from this was the kind of men he was preparing his daughters for, right? And he basically tells them not to pursue men like himself, right? Which is an interesting choice of things to contribute to the dialogue. But when he talks about the kind of men that he wants them to look into, he says men that you can respect and men that you can control. Now, we here at the Onyx Report refer to that as conky-serfs, right? These are men who have been socialized in the Black community to perceive themselves as servants in a relationship. Their job is to please women, right? This is in many ways how many Black young men are raised, particularly in single parent households under mothers. Mothers tend to prepare sons to be the kind of men they wanted, right? But here's the other little factor that kind of adds to that is that boys are also simultaneously being trained and socialized to be her retirement plan as well.
Looking at the thumbnail of this video, you might have thought that I was going to speak about Black men's physical prowess or ability to please in the bedroom. And that may be a secondary superpower, quote unquote, of Black men, but there's something more rare that's unique to the Black male experience. Listening to Shaq and then to Dr. Tiasan Johnson, you can hear what the unique superpower is. Very rarely are young Black boys poured into emotionally. In fact, what you'll see often is that many Black boys are left to fend for themselves emotionally. And not only that, but often they're required to pour emotionally outward to the women around them.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally, I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill. You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Well, how you going to ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't going to be no damn lights in our house.
You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income taxes?
First of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue where I need help, you help.
Going out so much. I'm tired of you going out. You need to spend time with us and you need to spend money on your bills.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So you stay in a child's place.
Mom, you said stay in a child's place, but you asking my brother to pay your bills. And just like Blake said, you need to start spending money on us and stop going spending money on yourself and your little boyfriend.
Boy, y'all finna whip y'all ass.
I'm dead serious. Y'all can stay as long as y'all want. Take your time. Go to college. Get your master's. Get your doctorate. I'll pay for it. Take your time. I'm trying to teach them about all types of men. And what to avoid. Like I tell them all the time, I said, don't mess with somebody that everybody wants. Daddy, why? I said, because he got too many options. Got too many options. And depends on how he was raised, you know, he may take advantage of those options. And I always try to tell you, say, you should get somebody that you like, somebody that you respect, and somebody that you can control. Somebody that you can control. Somebody that you can control.
Right. In many instances, more than I'll go into in this discussion, they tend to prepare their sons in a way where they're being framed as, in terms of playing a husband's role. And there's some mixture there between what husbands are supposed to do and what sons are socially trained how to do, particularly in Black households. We don't talk about that enough, right? Because it's considered a derogatory thing. It's considered an insult to Black women. Ergo, we don't speak about it. But it continues to happen to boys and nobody gives a damn, right? But boys are being socialized to be what we call son husbands more often than not. And this tends to go deeper than the surface. I mean, there are very sickening times where that can actually result in sexual, dynamics. I've covered that in this show, but it doesn't have to, right? It can really be centered around, just the form of interaction where boys are socialized to provide services in their relationships at home with mothers, grandmothers, aunts, that are traditionally husband roles in regard to protecting, providing, or at least the expectation that they provide into old age. Where that used to be a husband's responsibility, it's now fallen to the sons.
What immediately jumps out when you watch this interaction between this 12, 13-year-old boy and his mother is that he is exhibiting a very high level of emotional maturity. Usually when we see a teenager disagree with their mother, especially when it involves taking his birthday money to keep the lights on, there are just not as civil a conversation in other groups. You would probably see the young boy, I should say, basically dressing down his mother, maybe even using derogatory language. But we're not seeing that here. This young boy is speaking to his mother almost in a tone as if he's making an argument like a lawyer would. Not raising his voice, he's showing a very high level of emotional maturity. And this is what I believe makes Black men such good mates, I dare say husbands, is that in a situation where you are going to take your birthday money or have it taken from you in order to keep the lights on, that's a situation where most guys would simply crash out. Mom, you're not supposed to do that. Give me my money back. This young boy is showing a level of maturity that is reflected in the conversation that you hear from Shaq and challenged by Dr. Tiasan Johnson. Often you see in many families in the Black community, the young girls are lifted up, supported, pushed forward, and many times the boys are left to kind of not only fend for themselves, but try and find a way to feel comfortable, to make the situation make sense to them. And oftentimes that means being trained to be a giver. And that's what Black men do better than any race of men on this planet. Be emotional givers. And I can't think of a trait that would make a person, a man, a better husband than being able to put your own feelings aside, considering the situation, and focus on what the other person wants/needs. That, in my opinion, makes Black men the super husbands of the planet. And no matter where we go, we have the advantage of being reared in a culture where we just don't come first. And when we don't come first, we find a way to acclimate ourselves to that. How do we do that? By having the highest emotional intelligence of men on the planet. That is what makes us special, and that's what makes us the best husbands for the wives we're looking for, anywhere we go around the world. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.